It's the end of the week. End of a long week for some of us. Thank God it's Friday. I want you to think forward to Monday. Think about anything you'd like to get done today to do a favor to your future self, to show yourself some compassion. I know that I have a tendency on Fridays to just say, whatever, I'll deal with it next week. And then invariably Monday comes and it's like made all the harder by the things I could have done on Friday that I put off to Monday. So if there are things you're putting off, especially easy things, and you feel equipped to do them today, give yourself some love and do them and get them off your to-do list. Monday you will thank you. And if you don't feel equipped to do that, it's fine. That's life. There's always tomorrow to try to tackle something. Today, I want to talk about black and white thinking. Black and white thinking is one of a few different cognitive distortions, narratives that we tell ourselves that our mind believes that aren't true, or at least they're not the whole truth. They're ways to view the world through lenses that are colored when we don't even realize it. Black and white thinking, as the name might suggest, is just the idea that we can only exist in two states. We can only be good or bad. We can only be progressing or regressing. We only do things well or we do things poorly. This kind of all or nothing thinking is a form of self-sabotage because it doesn't allow you to recognize and acknowledge the nuance of a situation, the fact that you might be making progress in small ways on your journey. I'll give you a simple example. For me, when I'm trying to integrate new habits, I tend to like to anchor them together. So I might have a morning tea, and with my tea I might meditate, and then after I meditate I stretch. And so you have this nice kind of anchored set of habits that are all based on making the tea and then kind of things progressing from there. My black and white thinking will say that if there's a morning where I don't make tea and I don't stretch, well, then all that progress is out the window. Even if I've been doing it for weeks. Well, now the wheels are coming off the cart because I didn't do it this one day. I'm either doing it perfectly or I'm not doing it at all. The same is true for our reparenting work. The idea that I'm either setting healthy boundaries and treating everyone with compassion or I'm not. And there's no in between. It's an impossible way to live because it assumes that every day you must do things perfectly in order to not be doing them completely terribly. One way that I've found to really reprogram the black and white thinking is really to view my actions, my mindset on a spectrum and try and really understand that there is a gray area. So, on the one hand, on one end of the spectrum is I'm just going through my day automatically. I'm not applying any sort of discernment or reparenting work, or I'm just doing what comes automatically. I'm sitting in traffic and I'm pissed off and I'm angry and I'm letting that, automatic part of my brain just drive. And that's one end of the spectrum. And the other is I'm doing things exactly the way I want to do them. I'm setting boundaries. I am able to check in with myself. I'm able to realize maybe when I'm having an emotional reaction that's unwarranted, and really kind of reaching that ultimate goal of reparenting, which is to treat ourselves with love and compassion. And those are two ends of the spectrum. Black and white thinking would tell you that those are the only two options. But in between, there is so much nuance. There is sitting in traffic and having an emotional reaction, but then checking in with yourself and saying, I'm recognizing that I'm having an emotional reaction. And I may not be equipped to short circuit it right now, but I realize that this is not how I want to show up. Even that is an improvement from not noticing it all. There is being able to say, well, I don't feel comfortable in this conversation setting the complete boundary that I want, but I can set this smaller boundary, or I can push back in this way. And that is a win. That is a step forward. And so by really trying to identify areas where we're using black and white thinking and try to apply compassion to them, try to see them more as a spectrum, we open up space for reparenting to take hold. Because when we can see that it's not just one or the other, that there's room for this richness of response, then we are able to see that even if we respond in a way that isn't just the most basic, and we can move ourselves towards the end of the spectrum where we want to be, even if it's not all the way to the end of the spectrum, we're making progress. And we can notice that, and we can anchor to that and say, I'm moving in the direction that I want. And that's powerful. It may not feel it in the moment, but it's powerful. So I encourage you, as you go throughout your day, notice areas where the critical parent is coming forward, especially when it's areas that say, like, if I'm not doing it this certain way, then it's not worth doing, or I'm doing it completely wrong. As I've said in the past, reparenting is not a linear journey. You are going to have days where you're far on one end of the positive part of the spectrum. There are other days where you will be on the complete other end, and you feel under-resourced and unable to even do the most basic parts of reparenting. And all that is valid. I don't care how long you've been on this journey. Just realize that there are days that will go the way you want them to and days that won't, and make space for them all. Because tomorrow is another day to continue to try and integrate the aspects of reparenting that you want. And so never feel like one off day defines you. It does not. Thank you for being here, for being on this journey, and I'll see you back here next time.